Hey, what's up, everyone? It's your boy ShowtimeDr. I'm back. I got for you guys the Abyss level 45 guide fighting against, I forget his name right now, but the little floating kid. So real quick, I'll play this first part before I'll just tell you what gear everyone's running. Vildred there, he's got Daydream Joker as his artifact. And then I'm running him pretty heavy, is it speed crit? I think it's speed crit. And his crit chance is somewhere on the realm of like 80, 83 or something like that. Pretty high attack power, etc. And then in the front, you got Armin. Armin's got about, by the way, most of my gear on these guys, it's an average of about T4. Armin's got double defense and health bonus set. And then her defense is high enough that she actually does decent damage for a tank. Kira, she's running like plus 100 whatever percent effectiveness, a little bit of life, etc. And then in the back, I actually have my healer with triple health. I'm considering getting her a speed health set, but right now it's triple health, right around T4-ish. So first phase, as with anything that's hard, guys, in the second phase, the first phase, you just want to kill whatever you can until you get to one mob. I chose to focus the guy in the back. I believe he has a little bit of extra health compared to the blue guys. But, you know, depending on what you're rolling with, what you're doing, you know, it'll work out for you. Now, originally I came in here with a lot of fire heroes because the boss, he takes more damage from fire. But then you got to deal with these two water guys in the front. And it just wasn't worth it, the amount of DPS they were able to put out on like my Ravi and my Carmen Rose. So this was my second attempt, and so I'll just skip ahead. Basically, I killed the dude in the back, then started working on these guys, etc. So, and then like I said, oh, I guess I didn't really describe it. Once you get a solo mob, lower your defensive cooldowns, make sure to keep everyone healthy, you know, buff them for mitigation, etc. And just auto with your DPS, just use your ones, your low-level damage stuff. And you should be able to keep everyone alive while building your soul gauge. Like if you see, let's see. So when I originally killed this guy, I guess I probably blew. Yeah, we were really low, so I blew a couple souls healing. So it kind of turned into a net medium there. So anyways, this is Ludwig. So the issue with Ludwig is he's Earth. He can steal your buffs, and he also has some pretty good AoE mitigation. The guys in the back, they have a lot of AoE mitigation too, as well as a ton of life. I actually chose to just go right on Ludwig, because I was thinking about it. I'm like, should I just go for these guys in the back? But then, you know, you see the damage output they're doing there. So I ran the Kira strat. You guys should know the Kira strat by now. Get her poison up, get her dots on. This guy is Earth, so Kira should have no issues getting her debuffs on him. And then after that, just mitigate. Now the problem's going to be this guy is going to eventually steal buffs, which you'll see in this fight here in a bit. You can't be afraid of that, guys, because I was actually afraid of that. The very first battle I came in here, I ran people with no buffs. But if you run people with no buffs, then it's a lot easier for like the first pack especially, but this pack too, to do damage to you, because you know, you're not relying, you don't have defense buff, you don't have speed buff to amp your deeps, etc. So you can't be afraid to run buffs, unfortunately. Now that does mean that Ludwig is going to get them on occasion. You see here Armin's cutting it pretty close, and that's Kira there just trying to extend the dots, which she did on him. So, but you know, if your healer is primed, guys, if you got good healing, there's a reason. This is actually kind of abnormal for me. That's a burned ult by Armin there. Let me get the mouse out the way. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, so this is abnormal for me because normally I don't run 2 DPS that don't have some type of life steal or heal capacity. But in this case, it kind of had to be done. So you see there, he just stole my immunity. He's got debuff immunity. I believe that's what that fist is. And then he also has a very fat shield. You know, so he took the Armin shield that she just put up on somebody, and he has it 4 times because it was on everybody. If you notice that, like look up here, 4 times. So be careful on your stacking buffs. That is an issue if he gets like 4 strengths or etc. But so here comes his DPS. Now, when he's invulnerable, you know, just switch DPS a little bit. If you got the DPS to do it, maybe kill one of those things while the shield's up. Because right now, the reason I'm hitting him with Kyrus is because I want more poison dots on him. And then the reason I'm hitting him with Vildred is because Vildred's going to hit an extra person anyways. And then right here, so we got Armin and Acades basically going back and forth on the hill. And I'm basically waiting for either shield to... here comes his ultimate. So watch this. Actually not a ton of damage, believe it or not. Still hurts, but that could be much worse. So, anyway, so what was I saying? So basically the way I ran this strat is I ignored the guys in the back. And, you know, throw AoEs out when you can, because it doesn't hurt to debuff them, because the guys in the back, they will buff their own crit rate and crit damage, crit chance, and crit damage, so... if you can get some AoEs out and debuff them, etc. So there's the Kyrus poison going off. Yeah, you're going to be dealing with a lot of AoE nukes. And then the funny thing is, for those who don't know how Ludwig works, I don't know if the boss version works the same, but the way Ludwig works is, oh, you know what? I forgot to go over the artifacts for everybody. Let me pause it real quick. The way Ludwig works is if he gets invincibility, which he did steal from Acades earlier, his damage goes up like a butt ton, and then some of his stuff hits a lot harder, etc. So real quick, I'll go over artifacts. The artifact that Armin is wearing is the night one that absorbs 10. It increases the defense of everybody by 10% in the party, except her, I think, and then she absorbs 10% to 20% of damage. I think she's at 11 right now. Daydream Joker, if you don't know, on Vildred, that basically adds a percentage damage base, starts at 1.5% max health of whatever you're attacking, and goes up from there. Kyrus is wearing the, I think it's a 3-star relic, I forget what it's called, but it basically increases effectiveness. I think I've got it to like 18 or 20% by now. And then in the back, I got Wonder Potion on Acades. Wonder Potion, for those who don't know, it's a base 50%. I think hers is at 55. 50% chance to remove a debuff off a random party member. So it works out really nice, actually, because like say Acades is stunned, oftentimes that thing will proc and it will take off her stun, like you saw it just procced right there for Armin's. Let me go back to it here. So watch for Wonder Potion right after Armin's turn, when Acades' turn starts. It's actually a really good healer relic if you can't get like I forget what it is, the 10% heal staff or whatever else. So yeah, watch Armin's debuffs. Oh wait, right after Vildred. Bing! There it goes. It's actually saved me a couple times. It's very underrated for a relic. Anyhow, and that's how I did it, guys. So essentially full focus Ludwig. If you got more poison, the better. Try not to bring water heroes, but also fire heroes can be a bit of a pain in here too, because that first pack is just going to wreck you really hard unless you got the tanking and the mitigation to do it. Focus Ludwig, like I said, build up as many soul charges as you can, because you saw even with my party, the DPS in the first group was rough, even with one guy at the end. So I'd recommend running some, if you got him some Earth Heroes, or if you got something that's like dark or light or whatever, run them if you got them built up, and then try to go for a not necessarily a slow burn build, I don't want to say that, but have someone that can do real damage and have someone that can do dot damage if you can help it. Now, if you got the real damage to cover it, then you got the real damage to cover it, and vice versa. But focus Ludwig. Don't be afraid of him stealing buffs. If he steals buffs, maybe not invincibility, but Acades is the only main healer I got. But if he steals your buff, just start focusing the other guys, debuff them a little bit until You can either DPS them again or whatever, what have you. I would recommend 2 sources of healing as well. Like I had there, I had Acades and Armin. And just, you know, bring it down to Chinatown, guys. And I hope this guide helps you guys out. That's how it worked for me. I can only show you how it worked for me. Depends what you have for your party compositions, etc. But there's a million ways to do everything. You just got to find the way you're going to do it. So hope this guide helps you guys out. And yo, I'm ShowtimeDr, ShowtimeDr. You found my YouTube. Hit a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. Also, if you check the title info, there's a link to my Twitch. I'm thinking about streaming this game tonight. We'll see. And then there's also a link to the Discord. Come in, share your experiences, ask questions, etc. We have fun in there. And I'm actually looking for a new game to play, but I'm still gonna play this one, but we'll see how it goes. Anyways, guys, that's enough of me. Later.